Okay, so this is task 1 for mountain pygmy possum on the edge resource. So what we have is 5 study areas in Kosciuszko National Park that have been identified as possible mountain pygmy possum habitats. So that's Byron, Happy Jacks, Farm Ridge, Whites River and Charlotte's Pass. So you will be selecting the site that offers the best habitat conditions for the mountain pygmy possum. These 5 study areas have been identified as they occur within the altitude range where mountain pygmy possums have previously been found. They also have areas of boulder fields, an essential habitat for possums. Your task is to investigate the altitude and climate for each of the 5 sites and use the GIS worksheet to record your data. So that GIS worksheet you should have printed out already. If not, pause this video and go and find that and print it and then have it ready to move on to the next part of this task. Okay, so we're going to start with altitude. So temperatures drops with altitude, approximately 6 degrees per 1,000 meters. So to find altitude of each of the sites, you need to use the plus sign to open up the contours layers. Okay, so layers list and the plus sign for contours. Okay, select contours. And that should mean that you should be able to access contour layers at each of your bookmark sites. Okay, so making sure that you've ticked those 2 boxes, then you go to your bookmark sites. So click the little bookmark and you need to start with the Byron area on the GIS map. Okay, so I'm just waiting for it to load and be patient with your internet browsers. Alright, so what you have to do is find the highest altitude within the yellow area. When I first did this, I made a mistake and I wasn't really looking carefully, and as you should know by this stage with topographic maps and contour lines, between each contour line it goes up by a contour interval. So to work out a contour interval of this map, sorry, you can just zoom in. Okay, sorry, about out a little bit further. And what you want to do is count the number of contour lines between 2 major lines where you can see the height above sea level indicated. So here we've got 1,100 meters above sea level and 1,200. So to go up 100 meters, and there's 5 lines there, I'm suggesting each contour line is rising or declining, if you're going in the other direction, 20 meters. So here is 1,120, 1,140, 1,160, 1,180, and then you're up to 1,200 meters. Okay, so the contour interval on this map is 20 meters above sea level. Or 20 meters, sorry, not above sea level. Alright, and so the aim of this task is to find the highest point within the yellow circle for finding the right altitude spot. So looking at this, so that's 1,200, scrolling around and having a look, seeing if anything else in that yellow square is higher above sea level. That's all 1,900, so they're lower. So anything down in the bottom quadrant of that square would probably be the highest height. So looking down here, 1,220, 1,240, 1,260. So I would suggest the highest point in this map would be 1,280 meters above sea level for the Byron map. So on your worksheet, you should, for task 1, you should be writing 1,280 meters above sea level for Byron. Okay, once you've done that, you've worked out the highest area on the map for Byron, then go to the bookmark again, and then same task again, but you're looking at Happy Jacks, and it's the same contour interval. So you need to scroll in using your mouse. You can scroll in closer, and again you're looking for the highest point above sea level. So that's 1,500 there. See if there's any higher. 1,600 over here. I'm thinking it's 1,600 in that square. Over in this area, and then it goes up by 20, so 1,620, 1,640. So you would probably put down for Happy Jacks 1,640 meters above sea level. Okay, and then so that's your highest point on that location. Then we go back to bookmarks, and you would then go on to Farm Ridge. Okay, so same thing again, remembering your contour intervals are 20 meters apart. And what you'll need to do now is pause this video and go forward and record the remainder heights above sea levels for Farm Ridge, Whites River, and Charlotte Pass. Pretty much doing exactly what I did there, but don't forget, once you found your height above sea level and written it down, to come back each time to the bookmark and find the location of the next place that you need to write the height above sea level, the altitude for. Okay, so if you go on to those now and pause this video. Once you've done that, you can come back, replay the video, and I'll go on to the next phase, which we're going to look at the climate. Okay, so pause the video now and finish Whites River, Charlotte Pass, and Charlotte Pass Boulder. Right, so let's just assume now that you've done as instructed. The next phase that we're going to do is our climatic areas for those locations. So if you're still on contour lines on the map we just opened, return to initial view for me. Okay, and then you're going to go to the plus sign to open climatic zone layers. All right, and you're going to select mean temperature, warmest quarter. Okay, and so you have to tick climate, and then you tick warmest quarter. So initially then you can see that those temperature zones from warmest to coldest temperature are being shown on this layer of the map for the different locations. Right. So then it's just, again, it's the same process that you just used for contour lines, but this time you're looking at climate. So go to the bookmark and select Byron. Okay, and you've got to identify and record the coldest temperature range that appears at each of the study area. So looking at Byron here, the coldest temperature to me would look like 12.8 to 13, maybe that's the darker one there, I think, the darker yellow. Yeah, so 14.0 to 15.1. So that's the coldest temperature. As you go up here at Byron, the temperature range increases. So yeah, so you can see that it goes up to maybe even higher. Oh no, it's not that red there. So yeah, 17.4 is their highest at Byron. But you're looking for the coldest temperature on this map. So yeah, I would be suggesting that one would be 14.0 to 15.1. And you fill that in on your GIS task worksheet 1 alongside where you had 1,280 meters above sea level for Byron. Right, once you've done that, then it's just a matter of going back to the bookmark location, clicking on the next location you want to investigate. So this one is Happy Jacks. So once again, remembering the warmer colours is with warmer average temperature, and the cooler colours like the blues is taking you to the coolest parts. And you're recording the coldest temperature at these locations using the mean temperature of warmest quarter. So in this case, just over here you can see little patches there. That's the coldest up on the top of the peaks there. So that'd be 10.5 to 11.6 that you would probably put down in Happy Jacks. So you work that out and you write that on your chart. Okay, once you've done that, again, it's returning to the bookmark locations, and then you're up to Farm Ridge. All right, so I'll leave you to work through Farm Ridge, Whites River and Charlotte Pass. So if you're up to that point, pause this video now, and then when you come back I'll be moving on and talking about the rank order and filling in the rest of that table 1 on your task sheet. So pause the video now and complete Farm Ridge, Whites River, Charlotte's Pass temperature. Okay, so I'm assuming that you've completed both the altitude and the temperature for both on that table for part 1. And now it's just a simple process of ranking, first of all, the altitude on your table. So you're ranking it based on the height above sea level, so which place is the highest and which is the lowest. So for example, Charlotte's Pass on my responses was 2,040 meters above sea level, so that would be ranked as number 1. And my lowest place above sea level altitude was Byron at 1,280 meters, so you'd rank that as number 5. Okay, then over in temperature, you're looking at the lowest to the highest temperatures, and Charlotte's Pass as well in that case had my lowest recorded temperature. I had 1.2 to 9.3 degrees. I hope you had the same. No problem if you didn't. And then works through to my highest temperature location, which was at Byron as well, at 14.0 to 15.1 degrees Celsius. So I recorded Byron as number 5. So just for a moment, go through and rank your altitudes if you haven't already done that, and your temperatures. So pause the video for that. Right, so assuming that you've finished your ranks for altitude and temperature, you need to now rank in step 3 the overall rank for the locations. Okay, so my overall ranking for these included number 1, Charlotte's Pass, number 2, Whites River, number 3, Happy Jacks, number 4, Farm Ridge, and number 5 at Byron. Okay, so then you need to say, based on your overall ranking, the study area or site with the most suitable condition for the habitat of pygmy possum, according to these results, would be, for me, Charlotte's Pass. So I hope you got all that correct, and you found this video useful, and I look forward to seeing your completed worksheets submitted.